hiking in Cottage Grove, Oregon. We are on a trail behind the house, and so far this is the amazing view that we have of the woods and the mountains in the distance. We're going to be headed to a graveyard, a very old graveyard that is up there somewhere. Houses, really big houses. Over here we have some sort of yellowish flower bush. We don't know what those are, but they are nice. And there's a bunch of them back there, as well as over here. Once we get to the top of the hill here, I'll turn around and get another view of behind us. Oregon has a lot of wild blackberry growing, which is this stuff right here. This is blackberries. As you can see, there's quite a lot of it growing around. That big bushy thing down there that's all green is blackberry, I would imagine, because that's what it looks like from here. A lot of this stuff up here is blackberry as well. This right here. This is blackberry, along with some tall grass of some kind. That looks like some sort of fern, or it could be a tree starting to grow. There's another blackberry bush. Whoop. About the wind, guys. I can't do anything about that. Here is another great view behind us. More blackberries. Right there. Oh, check out the lizard.
A lizard, oh cool.
I have no idea what kind of lizard.
That's an alligator lizard.
Okay, well this is called an alligator lizard. Now, probably. Let's see. that. Whoa, whoa.
goes.
Wow, you can barely see him down in there. I gotta... He is nifty. So this is called an alligator lizard, which is understandable why they're called that. Let's see what it feels like. Well, can't do that. Oh well. That was an interesting find laying right on the trail here. One of the great things about hiking in nature, although I don't recommend you touch just any old animal out and about like this, because it could be poisonous or venomous. Venomous and poisonous are two different things, but it still can make you real sick. Either one could easily send you to the hospital. For the record, poisonous, I believe, is the one that has to bite to put it in. Pump venom into you. And venomous is the one that if you touch it or eat it, it can make you really sick and or kill you. That was definitely an interesting find. And a very cute alligator lizard. We have some blackberries that kind of went bad right there. I don't recommend anyone eat anything growing wild unless you can safely, positively ID what it is, because some of the stuff out here can make you sick and or kill you. I know blackberries are safe to eat as long as you eat the ones that are safe, that are black, and you don't eat too many of them at a time. Although that can be hard to do because they're very delicious. When hiking anywhere, no matter where you're hiking, you want to keep an eye on where your feet are at, and if you do any hiking where you're climbing over something, you want to keep an eye on where your hands go. Never put your hands or feet in an area that you can't see into a crevice or anything, because you could have a lizard or a scorpion or a snake or something hiding in that crevice that could nail you and make your day bad. There is a mushroom. I'm not going to touch it or try to eat it because I don't know what kind of mushroom it is. But it's definitely a mushroom. Just seems to stretch on and on and on and on. I'm a person that enjoys hiking, enjoys nature. You get fresh air, you get sunlight when it's not so cloudy like today, and you get great exercise all in one. You also get to see some really nice stuff. And sometimes, if you're lucky, like I just was, you can see some of the local wildlife. Again, again, I don't recommend anyone get too close to wildlife without knowing what it is, or you can ID it easily, because it can be very dangerous and can get you into a lot of trouble. There's a highway over there. We got a bunch of blackberries we're coming up on. This is a huge blackberry bush, and they actually spread. So all of these little ones eventually will grow down that way. Here's another little mushroom. Let's see if I can pull the grass apart without actually touching it. There we go. Just came from right down there. So, more blackberry bushes and those pretty yellow flower bushes of some kind. I don't know what they're called. They are definitely pretty. And if you live in the Oregon area and you know what they are, or even if you don't live in Oregon and you know what they are, you can feel free to comment them in the comment section below. We have a bunch of blackberries here. Whole lot of blackberries. This is gonna have blackberries galore, which of course will attract lots of different animals, because there are lots of animals who eat the blackberries. So just be very, very cautious and very aware whenever hiking out in nature. These blackberry bushes are very yummy to not only us, but lots of other animals that could pose a problem of some kind, or a big threat. This is definitely a big old blackberry bush here. If you decide to eat them, be very careful. The wild blackberries have lots of thorns, and they do hurt. They hurt. They do not feel very good. Let's see if we can get a close-up on those thorns. There we go, right there. Those little boogers are everywhere on these things. They stick to your clothes and rip open your clothes, and they'll scratch you up real good, so be very careful. It will also poke your fingers. So just be very careful when getting into blackberry bushes.
Funny was where the water tank used to be.
What's that?
Right here. The water tank.
Ah, this used to be a water tank area, huh? Water tank with a well. Not so much anymore, but it used to. Let's see. Go around this way and get a view. another reason why you want to watch your footing and where you're walking, because if you fall down something like this, you could definitely get hurt. Or if you step in something like that, you could twist your ankle or even break your ankle. So, always watch where you're walking and where your footing is to avoid getting injured. Don't hike alone, for sure. Always hike with a buddy, like my boyfriend Nick right there. Or if you don't hike with somebody else, at least tell somebody where you're going and about what time to expect you back. So that way if something happens, they can have an idea of where to start looking and where to send help. It's also a very bright idea to have a phone on you for those reasons as well. Sometimes your cell phone may not get a very good signal, but you never know, it might surprise you. And we've got a huge blackberry bush here. It's the other side from over there. And more of these yellow pretty flowers. Lots of more. We even got some nice pretty white flowers growing up in the middle of the blackberries over there. Let's see. I don't see a safe way to get in there, so I'm just going to zoom in on those. Might be able to find a roundabout way to get over there. Yes, it looks like I can. This is a tree of some kind that's going to flower some sort of fruit. Might be apples or pears or maybe even peaches. Now I'm going to go back the way I came. It's another thing about hiking. If you go off the beaten path, which I don't recommend you do, but if you happen to do that, then make sure to take the way that you left the beaten path back. That lessens your chances of getting lost. Of course, I don't recommend you leave the trail. And if you do, don't go very far off the trail. This is a real pretty purple flower growing in with the blackberries. And oh wow, look at that little bug in there. I am more or less off of the beaten path, so to speak, but it is right there, so I'm not very far. This is a nice, really old tree. When I was younger, I would climb something like this. I'm not as young as I used to be, so I probably wouldn't be able to climb that as easily as I used to be able to. This is definitely a nice little hike and great view. As you can see, this view is just quite amazing. Sometimes it can be really hard to see where the earth ends and the heavens begin. Usually you should also take water whenever you hike, but we're not hiking in the heat of the day, so I think we'll be okay. But I don't recommend anybody else do it unless you are an experienced hiker. Losing water is not very good. Causes lots of problems. This is definitely an amazing view and an enjoyable hike. I particularly love hiking. Gets me out into nature, gets me fit, gives me fresh air, and in these times with the coronavirus and nothing really to do, nowhere to go, it gives me something to do and a place to go. Look at that. Looks like some daisies up there. Let's see, can we get a close-up on those without going through this? Probably not too much. I'm probably going to have to go through here somewhat. And thorns that I was talking about earlier. Getting into my clothing. And see, it's caught my jacket right there. Let go of me. And now, I'm going to go straight back the way that I came. Ow. While getting poked and snagged by the blackberry bushes. Lots and lots of blackberry bushes. I guess Oregon is known for its blackberry bushes. Again, if anyone lives in the Oregon area and can tell us what these pretty flowers that I'm zooming in on, the purple ones here, some sort of orchid maybe, be sure to comment those down below. Or if you happen to know what they are and you don't live in the Oregon area, go ahead and feel free to comment. Another flowering tree like what we saw back there, but it's a little older, so it's a little bigger. That is really interesting. It's very old, probably dead. I'm even willing to say that that's a tree branch or part of a tree branch, what used to be a tree. We got some daisies all over the ground here, it looks like. I'm kind of hoping to see another animal. That was a bit interesting. That alligator lizard was quite interesting and quite cute to me. Oh, well, there's a hole in a tree up there. Right there. I'm willing to bet something lives up there. Lots and lots of blackberry bushes. Just about everywhere you look, there's blackberry bushes or blackberry plants of some kind. And this is some sort of moss. It grows on the trees and pretty much everywhere around here. I've seen it on just about everything. Let's see, can we get into here? Yes, we can. I can give my viewers a nice close-up down there. Well, more or less. I don't want to go too far in because I can't see where it drops off, and I'm not trying to end up down a ravine or something with a broken leg or twisted ankle or some crazy thing like that. And here is some pretty pink flowers of some kind. Again, if you live in the Oregon area, or even if you don't, and you know what our flowers that we're zooming in on, like these nice pink ones here, or this batch of purple flowers, feel free to comment them in the comment section below. This is a really nice hike. I am definitely enjoying myself here. Some more of that moss that just grows everywhere. Some interesting trees. Oh, look at that. There's a tree branch down right there. This is going to be blooming soon, whatever it is. See, there's the moss growing on the trees, hanging down, and I just kind of think that that is really cool. Some people might find it creepy, and I suppose it could be creepy, especially if it's dark or something. And it looks like over here, let's see if I can get up there, we have got a type of mushroom, which is a type of fungi growing out of that tree right there. Okay, now I'm going to go back the way I came in. Here are some little baby pine trees, or evergreens of some kind. Mushroom. Some more mushrooms. Looks like something might have been eating on that one. Wow. Looks like a bigger version of some of that smaller stuff we saw back there a little bit ago. This is interesting. It's a tree branch that fell, more than likely from up here somewhere, that has all that moss growing on it. It probably fell from this tree here somewhere, although I can't tell you where. If anybody can see where the branch fell and they want to point it out in the comments below, maybe right there. Could have been from right up there somewhere. Feel free to comment that down below. I definitely would like to know what these little purple flowers are, because they're pretty. As well as those cute little yellow ones over there.
It gets really steep here, and the graveyard is at the bottom.
Okay. Oh boy, he was not kidding. Look at the steepness of that. So I definitely have to keep my eyes on the ground, because I am not trying to fall. I also have to go down very carefully so that I do not slip and fall. This looks like oak tree leaves, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me on that. Oh, wowee. This does get very steep. Coming back up this is going to be a real pain in the fanny.
We don't go back up, we go up the street.
Oh, okay, well then. Oh, well, looky here. We got strawberry plants. This is a strawberry plant. The little white flower right there lets me know that. We got some more strawberries here. Those little white flowers are going to be strawberries. We got some more strawberries here. I don't know what this is. It's not a strawberry, but it's a cute little white flower. These little ones, these right here, will be strawberries at some point. Wowee, this is definitely steep. Look at that. That is where we're headed. More strawberries. Oh boy. This is definitely an interesting hike. And definitely got some nice views. I am taking it nice and slow and easy, so that I minimize my chances of falling, because that would suck, because I'd probably end up rolling down this steep little path, somersaulting down it, and that would not be very good.